Hello folks, welcome back to the Royal Norfolk Show. Got the afternoon session of play now.
Okay, so I know it's not 4 o'clock, but we're going to start early.
We've got some sheep shearing to start off with.
So we'll crack on. So welcome to the last shearing demonstration of today. My name's Paul Seabrook. I farm some sheep down in near Bury St Edmunds in Inquest Park. And on the handpiece today is Tilly Abbott, who looks after sheep near, she lives just outside Ipswich. So we're both across the border to be with you today. And Tilly works for a big sheep farmer who farms, I think, 3,000 ewes from sort of Ipswich right up the A12 corridor up almost as far as Lowestoft, I think. So Tilly looks after about 400 of his ewes, and then when she gets a bit of time, goes out doing bits and pieces of shearing. And I think she's been shearing for about 3 years now, and has got quite a decent hand at the job. So what she's doing today is demonstrating to you what we call the Bowen technique of shearing sheep. Now, the Bowen technique is named after a New Zealander by the name of Godfrey Bowen. Now, Godfrey Bowen came over here in the 1950s and basically revolutionised the shearing job as we know it. My late father, Richard Seabrook, went on a shearing course with Godfrey Bowen up to Harrogate. I think he chose 10 people from around the country who were involved with the sheep industry and taught them this method of shearing sheep, and then they were to go back to all their various parts of the country and spread the gospel, which is what they all did. And before Godfrey Bowen came over, most shearers, well, most shepherds, most farmers would have shorn their own sheep. There wouldn't have been such a thing as a shearing contractor. All shepherds would have shorn their own sheep, and the better ones might have done 50 or 60 in a day. Well, Godfrey Bowen taught us this method, and they went from shearing 50 or 60 a day to quite quickly shearing well over 100 a day. Now, Godfrey Bowen in 1959 set a world record for shearing sheep. In 9 hours he sheared 456 sheep. Now, to give you an idea of how much things have moved on since Godfrey Bowen, Godfrey Bowen's technique, the technique that's used today is still essentially the Bowen technique, but it's been tinkered with and refined and tweaked. Also, the equipment has been improved. The combs, which are the blades that go through the wool are a lot wider now, so you can take a lot more wool off with one stroke. So all these improvements have been made to the Bowen technique now, and from 456 in 9 hours in 1959, the current world record is 731 in 9 hours. So things have moved on. And these guys, the guys who are shearing at the top level now are proper athletes. Not only is the equipment improved and the technique improved, but they eat like athletes. They have trainers, dietitians, and when they're going for records, they'll be training as if they were entering an Olympic Games. Some of these top shearers now, they'll be competition shearers. They'll be shearing in competitions every week, and then they'll go and setting records. And probably over the course of a year, some of these guys will shear 50 or 60,000 sheep in the course of a year. Now, you have to travel around a bit to find that amount of sheep. If you travel around in New Zealand and Australia enough, you can shear for 12 months of the year. A lot of them some of them are a bit more adventurous and travel a bit further afield. They'll come over here to the UK and in Europe. Some will go to the States. If you're really adventurous and not too worried about earning money, these sheep have never been shorn before. They're young sheep and are inclined to be a bit wriggly. But Tilly's got that one back under control. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of these shearers now are getting and travelling the world. It's a good way to travel the world. Helps if you're single. It's not the sort of thing for somebody who's looking to settle down and start a family. It's very much a single, person's job. And I say person because there are a lot of women out there shearing now. When I started shearing, they were as rare as hen's teeth, but there are a lot of good women shearers out there now. I think the women's world record now is, I think we decided somewhere just under 500 ewes and something just under 700 lambs. I think the men's lambs record is approaching 900. So these top shearers, over the course of their career, they might do 50, 60,000 ewes, sheep in a year. Over the course of their career, they'll probably shear up towards 1 million sheep in their career. So this Bowen technique is sort of basically the crux of it is to keep. Now we've seen this sheep wriggle and get up onto her feet. That's the thing, is you've got to keep those feet off the ground, and you're basically sitting her up. You're basically sitting her on your feet almost to try and keep those feet off the ground. As soon as she makes contact with the ground, she'll feel some purchase and she'll try and get up. So the Bowen technique is all about manoeuvring her around, keeping her feet off the ground so that she doesn't wriggle. There are other things that will make them wriggle. If your comb and your cutter isn't cutting very well, if it's blunt and it drags on the skin, she'll wriggle then. So especially with these young sheep, you've got to have very sharp gear. An older ewe will maybe a bit more docile, she'll let you get away with a bit, but these younger sheep, there's no margin for error on these younger sheep. So you can see Tilly's got this fleece spread out now with the dirty side up. She's just pulling a few dags off the back end, because when that reaches the depot in Bradford for the British Wool Marketing Board, what they want to see is that. So she's folded it in now, so that all the clean stuff on the inside will be the first thing that the graders see when it comes out of that wool bag. And
now going in the new zone for 2024, the zone for sugar beet. But first up we have a Massey AS225. So look at the 225 there. Got 265 coming up later. Got a couple of carriers here. Here we have a John Deere 6R150 or 6150R with a data stack drill, especially for sugar beet. That's it. Get a back view. Here we have one of 3 sugar beet harvesters that are on display today. This one is the Grimmy Vexer. Gorgeous piece of kit. Obviously got Roper here as well, which we'll get onto later. The other side on, folks. And speaking of massive piece of machinery, there's a massive Roper sugar beet harvester. Look at that beast. We've got the fun fair here as well. My favourite ride, I might go on there later. Now we're coming on to the classic trucks and tractors. Got a Seddon here, and round there's an Atkinson. This is a 65 Seddon. My dad would love this. Love this classic trucks. And 75 Atkinson probably for that. We have a 96 Earth. 13 when this come out. Got a 64 Thames. Not a Thames Trader though. Too small for that. And 1970 Morris. Loads of field marshals on show today. Got one of these hovering around the village. An International 885 XL. Got a big old John Deere. Loads and loads of Fergusons. That's probably my favourite classic Ferguson, 135. Now the tractor's my childhood / teenage years. Ford 8210 and a 7810. Two 7810s actually.
Good afternoon everyone. Welcome to our agricultural display room for after 5 today. From the seat still.
Not forgetting the classic Fordson. Got a 7610 there as well, and a 4610. That's definitely my childhood. 5 years old when this 4610 came out, 1988. So I had the model 5610, which would have been around 1989-90. That's one of the classic ones now. We've got a County. Back to the modern farm machinery now. We have an Amazon drill. And a JCB Agri Super telehandler. I've got a model of the Agri Extra, which we'll come to later. Definitely need one of these for the beach. Got the emergency vehicles up next. Got the police jeep kind of thing. That's marine team. Ah, that's the boat. We've got an RAF fire truck. Got the Americans are well represented here as well, with their fire trucks. Nice Ford. Gorgeous looking fire truck. The United States Air Force. I have to guess it's probably from Lakenheath or Mildenhall. It's a cool thing, whatever it is. I've got two fire engines here today. The current one and one from my childhood. Well, more teenage years. This one here is a Saxon. It's 94, so I would have been about 11 when this came out. I always had Dennis before that, so. I would love this standing in my hall. Police are well represented here today. And obviously got the ambulance here as well. Now we've got some modern trucks. I think they're all Scanias. Nice Tipaloi. Got some Defs. Not daffodils. Brand new electric truck. Bit of sports car action there. Love this one. This one's not too bad. Like that. This sports car. Got the Lewis Hamilton race car experience here again. Now for some classic car action. I do like that. A 65 Chrysler. And obviously you can't have the classic car show without a Herbie. Volkswagen Beetle. Got some classic fairground rides now. Got the Ferris wheel. So in and out, folks. And that would be ideal to get into if that's filled with cold water on a day like this. Currently sweltering at 27 degrees. Got loads of signs here, folks. We've got to have the shack for the dogs. The grand ring here, going to go in there later on. Got the brand new electric buses for First Bus at Hovwell and Norwich at the moment. And then we've got the classic Route Master that we see at the Royal Norfolk Railway Classic Bus Day. And now finally we come to the part of the Norfolk Show that I really love. The tractors and combines. Here we have a John Deere 8RT 410 with a Vaderstat cultivator. Look at that beast of a cultivator. Well, I was going to do New Holland, but as we're doing deer, I'm going to keep with deer for now. We have a John Deere 6R155 with a mower. Here we have a nice little shit walloping setup. Got a green Bunnings shit wallop on there, and normally blue. We've got the 6155M on the front. Or now it would be 6M155. Next door to that, we have a 6R155 with a cultivator. Cultivator is quite small in comparison to that livestock what we're just noticing. Moving on to the slightly bigger 6R185 now, with a drill, another livestock drill. We have a John Deere sprayer. Not a huge fan of sprayers, but they are essential. Now we've got a 6R155 with a fertiliser on it. Well, instead of sending a X9 1100 combine, they sent me a 9800 forager. It's a nice little setup. With a silage trailer. It's a Bailey silage trailer as well. And a 6R155 on the front. Like that. Need to get a model forager as well. Now a much better looking 8R410. Like this style rather than the Trax one. And I do want the Britain's Prestige model of that. Got another big beast of a 6R215 with a mower set. Got a groomy mower, front mower and rear mowers. Now to complete the sugar beet area from earlier, we've got a Roper Tiger sugar beet harvester. Should be seeing one of them at the bottom of my garden should be around about October, November, I would say. We've got the conveyor belt system, what drops it into the trailers, and the trucks take it off to the sugar beet factory. We've got a small case international contingency here today. We've got a 260 Puma, the brand new one. Nice little Lemken cultivator on there as well. Nice little setup. If you want some smaller case, a 150 Farmall with a hedge trimmer bullet things on there. If you've got some rolling to do. It's the best bit of kit for that. Here we have the biggest case on show today, a 380 Magnum. Don't really like the design of that though, with the tracks on the back. Not a fan of that. Don't mind the quad track, but not the wheel on the track. Moving on now, we have one of my favourite tractors, the T7 300 New Holland. Obviously see the brand new T7 340 on the agriculture display earlier, which I hope you all enjoyed. This new thing was been a slight disappointment, but it's still a New Holland combine, CR790. I was hoping for the newer CR11 though, or at least a 1090. But look at that, gorgeous. Now we have a Valtra model I really want, especially in that colour blue as well. Q305. I was hoping to see the new S416, but this will do nicely, especially in that blue. Now we have the biggest Massey on show this year. The tractor of 2021. I also have the model of it, the AS265.
Oh look, there's no load. Fast as a pig.
Look at that. Besides that cab on there. We've got a smaller Massey of 5S125. Popped over to the Kubota now. Here's an M6131 with a Roland ship walloper. Again, nice little setup there. It's definitely going to throw the muck out a good bit. Obviously got the biggest Kubota on show today, the M7173 with a huge roll speed trailer. We've got an M6142. Obviously got to have a whopper on a day like today. The thing is, you won't find the whopper here. Small whoppers, extremely small whoppers. Which I'll have one later. We've got some fence, just a couple here today. Got 620. And the big 936. Wish it was a 1050, but 936 is alright. Just before we head over to Clars, got a JCB 420 2.0 fast track. Obviously had the 330 up at the display earlier. And here she is, the Claas Lexion 8900. I love that. Got two up here today. One on demonstration and obviously this one on static. You look at that. Look at a huge grain tank on that. It's only got a titchy head on it though. Should have the 1280 head on that. Gorgeous. Hopefully I'll get to see one cutting. And Claas have done it again this year. Got the biggest tractor on show, the 960 Axion. We've got the 870 Axion. If you want a Claas telehandler, you've got the Scorpion. They also do the Torian as well. That's more of a loader than a telehandler. And the final tractor of the day, the Arian 660. Heading to the Grand Ring now, folks.
Enjoy the show today. And I'm going to pass you over to my colleague here, who's going to give you a little bit more background info.
Yep, so good evening everyone. My name is Poppy Bunting from both Zero Young Farmers and Norfolk Young Farmers. As we said, we are a rural youth organisation promoting fun, learning and achievement. And also we get involved in numerous charity events, social events and competitions throughout the year. So today we want to demonstrate to you some of the changes in agricultural machinery, basically from post horses to tractor horsepower. So historically farmers would use dental horses and have a high number of farm workers on the farm to help with all jobs throughout the season. Mechanisation started using simple tools to harness the power of men, and over time this progressed to using machines to help use the power of horses. You'll be able to see an example of the horses that would have been used on farms here at the show today in the heavy horse breeding area. So over time, mechanical power was used for almost all the tasks of the farm. From the 1930s, there was rapid acceleration of the use of tractors on farms, and this continues today. However, much of the machinery that we can see in the room today is racing size and horsepower, and actually many out of course have some control devices, which likely to continue to be used on more agricultural machines on farms today. Idea, in 2022, agriculture contributed to £13.9 billion in the UK economy.
This is John Deere there.
So we'll start our green today on
So the first item in the parade today is the Nuffield 460 with the 2-furrow flag. It's number 1 at the front, the red tractor. This tractor was made by the Morris Motor Company in Ward End, Birmingham, England.
8800 Lexion.
The later half of
No,
that,
6800
they
Lexion.
moved to the B&C factory in Bathgate, Scotland. It was a homebrew answer to compete against the horse in that time period, as many farmers were still using horses and manual labour. And it really brought the job forwards. The Ransom spy behind was not a new idea. The Volvo plough was nothing new and had been around for many years before. And the tractor mounted play you see in the room today shares many similarities with horse-drawn variants. However, work rate is by how far have we come. Now, followed behind.
Yep, so followed behind is number 2, is the little grey 30, the TM20, and the 2.5 litre Ransom drill. Yep, moving on swiftly. So, this is an example of a tractor used by farmers in the 1950s and was commonly known as the little grey 30.
The favourite stat should
This
be
tractor
drill.
marks an advancement in tractor design, being small and lightweight, with less versatility. At the time of its introduction, the Ferguson 350 was unique, presenting a new and entirely mechanised form of agriculture. As well as basic implements such as a very round wrap-around combine harvester, a muck spreader,
Extra sugar beet harvester.
powered organic seed drills like you see here today. With its power takeoff, the tractor can also drive standalone equipment such as pumps, milking machinery, and some time drill is a popular sight in this area, and a massive step forward from what was available before. The drill consists of a hopper that's filled with seed and sits above a series of tubes that takes the seed to individual courses to be planted. Farmers need to sow seeds in evenly spaced rows at a specific depth and seed rate. This ensures that the seeds are covered by soil. This helps to increase productivity as the seeds germinate evenly and take optimal advantage of the soil moisture and nutrients within the prepared seed bed. This also helps to stop seeds being used by predators such as birds.
Also, the drill in the room today uses technology and isobus connection to ensure that the seeds are placed precisely in the right place.
155R there.
And the optimal seed rate is reached for the fields. Furthermore, high speeds across the countryside.
And obviously the Case 240 Puma.
So moving on next, we have number 4, the vintage farm combine harvester. So
With a
this
Jimmy
combine
potato
provides
harvester.
fast combine revolutionary for its time with a fold-out style to grain tank. Before this, combines were banned before being offloaded onto trailers and sacked in sheds. This machinery enabled the first bulk handling of grain and cut down massively on manual labour, year-round, rushing the sacks of corn to release the grain for market. Compared to the modern machines we see today, this was much more reliant on manual labour. The first combine harvester was built in 1835 in the United States, and before this, earlier versions were pulled by horses or ox.
It also does a lot better job of cleaning the grain and preparing it for market. The combine,
The Case
as it's moving forward in the ring, the crop is gathered by the header, which you will see is 30-foot table,
125 Puma with a weight.
cord. A revolving reel, rotating on top of the green header, feeds the crop up the throat into the threshing drum. The straw and the seed are then separated on the straw walkers, with the straw exiting the combine at the back, and hopefully the grain going in the tank. Now we get the grain out of the tank, we put it in this brand new factory fresh budding trailer. This trailer last week was a pile of steel in the workshop, and this week is a trailer to cut some. Furthermore, the straw from the combines is an important to grow some better crops in the future.
So, we've been through the change in mechanisation in machines used for harvesting and drilling cereal crops. Now we're moving on to sugar beet. So this is a crop grown widely in this area, as every year approximately 8 million tonnes of sugar beet is grown for British sugar and processed in one of the 4 sugar factories. This produces up to 1.2 million tonnes of sugar. British Sugar currently supply over one half of the UK's demand for sugar.
That will be loaded onto trailers with beet forks and taken to the factory, normally on trains. So things have changed. And before establishing the beet crop, there's now many processes that the farmer would undertake to take stock of his soil, what health it's in, and then what allowances he can make for the fertiliser applications to determine what the seed spacing is. This is all fed back through into the tractor cab and is all controlled with GPS, and it's how things tend to be done now. and it's important to ensure that Germany
entirely by hand would demand a large number of workers.
Yes.
These would have to be closed and hand broken to make uniform lines fitted on power precision drills. A sugar beet fruit can grow to...
Coming up with little Rosaneck on the grey, number 11 on the outside, number 17 on the outside, and then the brown colours of Arnhem and they've got a bit of a work to do. Here comes the finish, here comes the first of these, and it is going to be high cost bees these, 2-4. Flyer up and over, they go over the first next to the travelling well, just needs to make a little bit, but it's Orkney's Little Joe as well, tucked in on the outside, Happy Ansel Dolphin, and about a length and a half from Megasar Calvados. Calvados, the chest up from Happy Ansel Dolphin, the Black Lady, then it is Orkney's Little Joe, that's the 1, 2, 3, but travelling really well, it's Sigrid Nolly, bit of work to do is Alverstrock Cascadia on the outside and Mixed Dean as well, there's about 9 lengths. First to last as they take the turn for the first time. Megasar Calvados just leading from start to finish, but
Well, folks, to close the show, got the marching band. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. Don't forget to like and subscribe.